Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. We're doing another Christmas video. This one is on USA versus Germany Christmas traditions. It's been a while since we've seen her, and she is living in America. I believe she's still living in America, and she's from Munich. Anyway, she's a great girl, and she tells us a lot about the differences between America and Germany. Anyway, it's Christmas time. And I've got my Christmas penguins in the back. Yep. I know, my backdrop never changes, but there it is. I'm in the holiday spirit. Figured we would check out Christmas in some different countries. We just did a video on Spain, Christmas markets in Spain. And this one's going to be on traditions in Germany. And I assume some in America. So let's check it out together, and we'll go from there.
Here we go. Einen fröhlichen ersten Advent. Happy first Advent Sunday. Hallo, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I have been living in Cincinnati, Ohio for about 3 years now. So Christmas is around the corner. As you can see, I already brought out the Christmas tree. I'm wearing like winter sweaters. I have my little Christmas Santa friend here. And even though Christmas is celebrated in both Germany and the United States, there are a lot of differences regarding how it's celebrated. Here in the
She's in Cincinnati, Ohio. There's differences between how it's celebrated just in different parts of America. I think she's been in Cincinnati the whole time she's been in America. I hope she checks out some other parts of the country, at least travels to other parts of the country a lot, because Cincinnati's probably not the best city in America. And I'm sure that there's plenty of great people in Cincinnati, but, you know, America is just so diverse that hopefully when someone comes from another country, they go to different regions. You know, the South is different than the North. The East is different than the West. It's, you know, Hawaii is different than Alaska. So I hope she gets around and sees some other parts of America. I think she's pretty happy, though. Let's see what the differences are between some of American tradition and Germany traditions. Now, I'm not super religious. We go to church on the holidays, so I don't know what this lighting of the candles thing is. It's seems like almost like a Hanukkah thing. I guess it's like a countdown. I'm not familiar with that, so I guess that's a German thing. Although it could be an American thing too, and I'm just not familiar with it. So let me know down in the comments if you know.
In the US, from what I know, Santa Claus brings the presents on Christmas Day, so on December 25th, and he enters the house through the chimney, and therefore most families have stockings hung up on their fireplace for smaller presents and candy. A lot of Americans set up their Christmas tree right after Thanksgiving, so at the end of November, or even earlier than that. The decorations at the stores actually start way earlier. I've actually seen some in October this year, which I was a little shocked about, because it wasn't even Halloween at the time.
We set up ours early this year. My wife wanted to, she goes through the whole thing. We have tons of Christmas decorations. And Thanksgiving fell late in November. So you lose a little bit of time. So we had everything. We had the Christmas trees up before Thanksgiving, and then the rest of the stuff, and the nativity scene and all that stuff came, I think, the day after Thanksgiving. In America, even though we don't have a lot of time off from work, during the holidays, you know, depending on your position and your job and all that, usually that's where most of your time off comes. Most people in the professional environments get, you know, 3 to 8 days off probably over Thanksgiving. Well, maybe 2 or 3 days to 5 or 6, 7 days, just depending on your job and whether you want to take some extra vacation or whatever. And then you usually get a week or two at Christmas. And then you usually get New Year's Day off, sometimes New Year's Eve off. So between the end of November and the middle of January, most people are taking somewhere between 1 and 3 weeks off. So it gives you a little time to relax and, get your house all festive and cook and all that stuff. But yeah, our Christmas stuff, our trees were up before Thanksgiving. And we had Thanksgiving at our house. So people came to our house and we already had the trees up, the lights up, the wreaths up, and then all the little stuff, the stockings and the nativity scenes and all that stuff around the house wasn't up yet. She had all the fall decorations, Thanksgiving decorations. So we mixed Thanksgiving and Christmas together. And then the Thanksgiving stuff goes up in the attic, and then the Christmas stuff comes down out of the attic, and it's like a nonstop decorating fury for a week.
But a lot of Americans have fake trees. That's something that I noticed that isn't really a thing in Germany. It seems practical because you don't have to buy a new tree every year. And a lot of people actually even leave the decorations on the tree too. But I mean, I didn't grow up here. So if you're American, feel free to share in the comments how your family celebrates Christmas.
Fake trees are less dangerous. Real trees catch on fire easier. And in the old days, incandescent light bulbs would get real hot. So there's more chance of catching fire and stuff with a real tree than a fake tree. Fake trees are fire retardant. So we have fake trees. We've had real trees. They're a mess. They shed needles everywhere. My parents get a real tree every year. Although as they age, the real trees are getting smaller and smaller, so they're easier to deal with and all that. But we have 2 fake trees, a thin, tall one and a regular, triangle shaped one for 2 different areas of the house. So we like them. The lights are already built into it. It's got a remote control, so you can do it all white. Or you can do color. You can switch between them, whatever you want to do. And it's real pretty. Maybe I'll include a picture. So, to each their own, and I don't know anybody that leaves them decorated unless they have a room, put them in a spare bedroom or something, because ours comes apart into 3 sections. It goes in a box, goes upstairs, or goes in the attic. We probably have 20 totes full of Christmas decorations, between the tree decorations and the garland and all the stuff that goes with Christmas. And then I put up permanent lights this year, so the lights will stay up all year. You can program them to do all kinds of different things for each holiday. I use them for football games too, American football. So my college team, the colors are red and white, so every Saturday is football game, then we run the college lights. If a different team that we support is on, we can run those college lights. It's kind of a fun thing. Birthday parties, that kind of stuff. And you don't really see them. It's not like Christmas lights. They're a little bit different. So they kind of blend in, and then when you want them, they're already there. They already work. And then at night, we just use them as regular lights, regular white lights. So anyway, that's our scheduling on Christmas decorations.
And I'll tell you in this video how my family and other Germans celebrate and what kind of Christmas traditions we have. The first thing that is a pretty big part of our Christmas tradition is Advent, which I think isn't really a thing here, but we actually use this term for the whole time leading up to Christmas. We call it Adventszeit, which means Advent time. Today is the first Advent Sunday, which means that in Germany, most people light up the first candle on their Advent wreath today. So that's what I'll do. This is one that I bought at the store here. I usually have one with like wider candles in Germany. They didn't have that here. This is a fake one that I bought in the US. So usually the ones that my family has are a lot nicer. But the main thing is that they have to have 4 candles on them. These candles aren't the best either, but here we go. Einen fröhlichen ersten Advent. Happy first Advent Sunday. And in Germany too, you can either buy the wreath at the store like this with the decorations and the candles on it, or a lot of families also make it themselves at home out of real branches and then they decorate it. My family usually buys a made wreath at the store, but a real one with real branches, and then we decorate it all together and put the candles on top. And then the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas are the 4 Advent Sundays. So each week you light up another candle until all 4 candles are burning the Sunday before Christmas. And kids usually also sing Advent songs in school. I remember I did that growing up. We did that every week on the Fridays, I think, in elementary school. We all gathered in the big lobby and sang those songs and lit up the candle together. And churches do that too.
So this may be an American thing, I don't know. So what we have an Advent calendar, I think. Is that what it's called? An Advent calendar? And it's like a countdown. It's similar to what she's saying. She's saying they count down each week, the 4 weeks. Well, ours is every day, and when you open it's like a thing you can buy it, like something you hang on the wall or whatever. And it has like 30 doors in it or whatever. I'm really showing my ignorance of religion. It has a bunch of doors in it. I don't know if it's 30 doors or 18 doors. I don't know what it is. How many doors? I would probably think it would be 30 or 31. No, maybe 25. There you go. Probably 25 doors. Wow. I'm going to get some backlash on this video. Anyway, you open the little door and there's a piece of chocolate in there. So every day you're counting down, you get a piece of chocolate. Is that an American thing? Is that a capitalist thing? It's not quite as sacred as candles, little pieces of chocolate, but anyway, that's what we use.
A big part of Advent are Advent calendars.
Oh,
and it's
there
a big
you go.
coincidence this year that actually December 1st and the first Advent Sunday fall on the same day, because Advent calendars start on December 1st, so I get to open my first door. Because if you've never seen an Advent calendar, this is just an example. They usually have 24 little doors, if you will, and you get to open one each day from December 1st through December 24th. A lot of them.
See, you guys thought I was making that up, didn't you? And they have other ones. They have nicer ones. You can get like a wooden one that has toys in it, and it's not all. They have different versions. Those are what you would find at the grocery store or something. So, but at least I'm not. I'm glad I just realized that I'm not crazy. That's good.
Have chocolate in them, like this one does, for example, but people also make them themselves a lot for their kids or their friends. So then the 24 doors are actually 24 little sacks, and there is a present in each sack. Or I even had one growing up where there were 24 little books, and each book told a part of the Christmas story. Of course, another big part of Advent time is Christmas themed food. A lot of people bake Christmas cookies.
If you're going to give me a book, you better give me some chocolate with it. That's all I got to say.
Cookies at home, we call them Plätzchen. Then we also eat a lot of Lebkuchen during that time, gingerbread, like this, or these are like the typical shape. And there is a thing called ʻvaɪnaxtn, which looks like this. I actually found this in the US. People have told me that it's kind of like fruit cake or fruit bread in the US. I don't know if that's true because I haven't tried fruit cake, but Stollen is very, very good in my opinion.
You're not
it has a lot
anything.
of sugar and butter in it. A lot of them have raisins, and it's covered in a lot of powdered sugar. On December 6th, it's St. Nicholas Day, which isn't an official holiday in Germany, but it is celebrated by most families with kids. St. Nicholas was a Christian bishop who lived in the 4th century in ancient Greece. He is part of the Christmas tradition in a lot of European countries, but the legend has developed differently in different regions over time. The American Santa Claus is actually based on him too, because Dutch immigrants brought their traditions and legends of Sinterklaas with them when they established the colony of New Amsterdam, and that then turned into Santa Claus. In Germany, he's sometimes portrayed
Saint
looking
Nick.
like a bishop, but then sometimes...
That's Saint Nick, right? Is that the same person? Nicholas? Saint Nick? That's Santa Claus we call Santa Claus Saint Nick also. And if you're into Alabama football, the head coach was Nick Saban. They call him Saint Nick too. Little side note. Roll Tide. But yeah, that's the same. I assume that's the same person. Because doesn't Germany have doesn't this get dark? Like, isn't there, instead of you just getting presents, isn't like if you've been bad, there's also like a whole dark side of being kidnapped or something? Am I crazy? Am I losing my mind? I guess we'll find out. I have not seen this video, so I don't know.
he looks just like Santa Claus with the red and white outfit and the typical Santa hat. On the night of December 5th, kids put a shoe or a boot in front of the door, and then Nikolaus traditionally fills it with nuts, tangerines, gingerbread, candy, and nowadays some kids also get a toy or some other present. Some families also have an actual Nikolaus actor come to their house, and there are a lot of public events with someone dressed up as St. Nicholas. In most cases, St. Nicholas won't come alone, but he'll have a companion that is responsible for punishing the kids that didn't behave well. In Germany, depending on the region, that companion is either called Knecht Ruprecht or Krampus. He's sometimes portrayed as just a man in a black or brown frock with a switch, but then in other cases he's portrayed as more a monster-like creature with fur and horns and hoofs, and sometimes he also has a sack in which he threatens to put the kids that didn't behave well. In southern Germany and some other countries, we actually have events during that time which are called Krampus Run, Krampuslauf, for which people dress up as those monster-like creatures as Krampus, so they're trying to look very scary and then chase the pedestrians through the city. Usually St. Nicholas Day is more something for the kids, but those Krampus runs are obviously something for adults, and then also some adults give each other these St. Nicholas shaped chocolate figures. And talking about adults, another major part of Christmas time in Germany are definitely the Christmas markets. We call them Weihnachtsmarkt or Christkindlmarkt. They take place outside and usually go on for a few weeks every single day. And there are a lot of booths with Christmas decorations and other goods that you can buy. And then most importantly, there is food and Glühwein. Glühwein is hot red wine with spices in it that not only heats you up from the inside, but also puts you in the right Christmas mood. Mulled wine is the English expression for it. And you can also get it mit Schuss, with a shot of rum usually. You can also get white Glühwein and a lot of other variations nowadays. Typical foods are like bratwurst and bread, roasted almonds, crepes, and all other kinds of foods that are hot and warm you up in the winter. In Munich alone, there are over 35 of those Christmas markets, so there are small ones, big ones, traditional ones, modern ones, themed ones even. So it's a very common thing to just go to a Christmas market after work or on the weekend with your friends and family. Now, when it comes to Christmas itself, Germans mainly celebrate Christmas Eve, so December 24th. Most stores on that day close around 2 p.m. so that everyone can be with their families afterwards. And then December 25th and 26th are both national holidays. Every family has different traditions, of course, but in my family, we don't set up the Christmas tree until the morning of Christmas Eve.
Wow. I hope you leave it up for a while. I mean, that's a lot of work to put up a Christmas tree and then take it down like a week later. Generally speaking, if it isn't done far enough away from Christmas, it doesn't get done because it's not worth the headache and the effort. That's why we put ours up so soon. I mean, we have decorations everywhere. We got poinsettias, we've got 5 wreaths, we've got lights, we've got trees and garland, and we have stockings for people that don't even live in our house. I mean, we must have 12 or 14 stockings hung up, and it's Christmas Central here. And if it didn't get done by now, it didn't get done within like 2 weeks of Christmas, it ain't getting done. Christmas Eve. And we're still wrapping presents on Christmas Eve.
And we have a real tree with real candles. I know that a lot of other families in Germany will have fake candles or fake lights, but fake trees are definitely not very common. Most German Christmas trees will be decorated with all kinds of different ornaments. Christmas bulbs and straw stars are very common, but a thing that is not common at all is the Christmas pickle. A lot of Americans think that it's a German tradition to hide a pickle ornament in the Christmas tree, and then the first child who finds it gets an extra present. And I told you guys in my last video that I would do some research on this and where this legend came from, but it seems like nobody really knows. There are a lot of different stories out there. One of them is actually linked to St. Nicholas, and then another one is about a fighter in the Civil War who was born in Bavaria, and then on Christmas Eve he was a prisoner and he was starving, and he asked the guard for a pickle, and then the pickle helped him to live on. I also read that in the 1890s the story was developed for marketing purposes because German stores started importing glass Christmas ornaments. So it's possible that this used to be a German tradition, but a local one that then died out over time, or it was entirely made up in the US. Either way, fact is, most Germans nowadays have never heard of this before. So our Christmas tree usually just looks like this, no Christmas pickle. But what I do remember growing up is that we used to have a wooden nativity scene also set up next to the Christmas tree. A lot of people celebrate Christmas Eve just with their close family, so just
It's a pretty tree. I obviously have concerns about fires, but it's pretty tree. I guess you have to blow them out before you go to bed and then light them up again the next day. Maybe that's why they set them up on Christmas Eve, so I don't have to do that for 2 weeks or something. The hiding the pickle thing, I've never heard of it. Just ask my wife. She's never heard of it, and she's into all kinds of tradition and Christian beliefs and stuff, so I don't know. But it's better than Spain. They have a guy that squats and poops as an ornament that you're supposed to hide in the nativity scene. So hiding a pickle isn't near as strange as hiding a guy who's squatting and pooping. And it's not up for interpretation. There is poop. There's a pile of poop and a guy squatting. If you haven't seen it, check out the video. I just did it. And they have all kinds of different, they even had the Pope doing it, which someone's going to hell, I can tell you that. But anyway, I'd much rather find a pickle than find a guy squatting and pooping in my nativity scene.
Parents and kids. We usually celebrate with the entire family in the Munich area, so we're usually about 15 people on Christmas Eve. Traditional Christmas food varies from region to region. A lot of people will have bratwurst or other sausages with sauerkraut or potato salad. Then the traditional Christmas goose is very popular. It's usually served with dumplings and red cabbage. Fish is an option too, but in my family we usually eat fondue and raclette. Both of these dishes are originally from Switzerland. Fondue is this thing where you have a pot on the table with broth in it, and then you have a lot of different ingredients like meat and veggies and shrimps, etc. And then you can cook those things on your little fork in the pot. Raclette works kind of similar actually. It looks like this.
The few times that we've done fondue, it's with cheese. Is that just an American thing? Instead of broth, we use cheese. Like you'd get, like if we go to a fondue restaurant, like we went to one a few years ago. We don't go very often, obviously. It's actually quite expensive. Like $150 probably for the two of us. But you get like steak and shrimp and chicken. I guess that's about it. Steak and shrimp and chicken and then vegetables. And then you have this pot of melted cheese. And you dip it in the cheese. Supposed to be all romantic and everything. But it'd be quite a bit different if it was just a broth. She said broth, right? Let me double check that. And then to finish it, you have this melted chocolate fountain thing that you dip like marshmallows and strawberries and stuff in. So you have this whole theme of dipping it in gooey stuff. It's good, but it's expensive. At least where I went.
Bratwurst or other sausages with sauerkraut or potato salad. Then the traditional Christmas goose is very popular. It's usually served with dumplings and red cabbage. Fish is an option too, but in my family we usually eat fondue and raclette. Both of these dishes are originally from Switzerland. Fondue is this thing where you have a pot on the table with broth in it, and then you have a lot of different ingredients like meat and veggies and shrimps, etc. And then you can cook those things on your little fork in the pot. Raclette works kind of similar actually. It looks like this. People have their own little pan and then they put potatoes and other ingredients in there and then gratinate it with the signature raclette cheese. There's also usually a lot of sides and sauces. And fondue and raclette are also dishes that a lot of Germans eat for New Year's Eve. In Germany, also the presents are exchanged on Christmas Eve. So in my family, before we eat dinner, the kids have to go to a separate room and wait there until the presents have arrived. Since I'm from the south of Germany, it's the Christkind that brings the presents for us, the Christ child. In other parts of Germany, mostly the middle and the north, it's the Weihnachtsmann, the Christmas man, which is more or less identical to Santa Claus. So in those parts of Germany, a lot of families have someone dress up as Santa Claus and bring the presents. The Christkind, on the other hand, is never seen by the children. Only the grown-ups are allowed to see it. The Christkind is kind of hard to describe. It's technically supposed to be baby Jesus, but it's usually portrayed more as an angel with a white dress, wings, and an angel halo or a crown. And in real life, it's usually played by girls. In my family, once the Christkind has dropped off the presents, it'll ring a bell, which for the kids in the other room means that they can come out now into the living room. And when they do, the lights will be dimmed, the candles on the tree are lit up, and then we all have a champagne toast first, and then we sing Christmas songs before the presents can be opened. So we usually sing German songs like Klingglöckchen, Klingelingeling, Ihr Kinderlein kommet, Alle Jahre wieder, O Tannenbaum. Und wie grün sind deine Blätter. Or a Bavarian song like Es wird schon gleich dumper. Wir singen alle Jahre dem Liebling, dem Knorren. And then finally we blow out the candles, we turn the lights on, and then everyone can open their presents. And then after that is when we sit down for our dinner. We celebrate usually until like 1 a.m. And then December 25th and 26th is when a lot of people celebrate with their larger families, like with their grandparents, aunts, uncles, etc.
That's really nice. I mean, that's a really nice day. It's structured, and the only thing that I would be concerned about is after you give these kids their presents, they're so wound up. How do you sit them down to eat, and to calm down and have a nice dinner and everything? I mean, I guess with everything comes discipline, but I just have seen kids at Christmas, at least American kids at Christmas, and it's crazy. It's wrapping paper flying everywhere and everyone looking for batteries for toys, and it is definitely not something I would try to do before dinner. But I like that tradition. I like that dimming the lights and lighting the the candles and everything. When they walk in that room, it must be, just magical. In America, it's just come down the stairs, the first thing in the morning. They start waking up at like 3:00 in the morning, and you tell them, if you come down before 6, you're not, you'll lose your presents or whatever. But and then all morning it's ripping everything apart. Everyone's in their pajamas and ripping all the presents open. Trash is everywhere, and it's like a tornado. So I can't imagine trying to settle them all down for a nice dinner after that. But I guess tradition is tradition, and if that's what they're used to, then they act accordingly. It's really cool. I like that. Christmas is a lot like Thanksgiving as far as food goes. We usually just have a small Christmas dinner with my parents, and it's usually just ham and either mashed potatoes and gravy or macaroni and cheese and like green beans. I'm in the South, United States. So, bread and just the normal stuff, nothing major, but ham is kind of the main dish for us. Some people do turkey just like they do at Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving, we do turkey and ham because I'm not a big turkey guy. But a lot of people are, so we have both. Thanksgiving's usually a bigger spread, bigger ordeal than Christmas is. Because Christmas gets a little more personal in the, kind of like what she said, as far as the size of the family. So more people are at a Thanksgiving dinner than they are at a Christmas dinner because each, the brothers and the sisters and all that all have their own family, their own kids. So that's a Christmas thing. But at Thanksgiving, everybody comes together, for a giant meal. Make sense?
After that, the Christmas time traditionally goes on until January 6th, which is the holiday of the Three Kings. So on that day, my family, and I know a lot of other people do it too, take down their Christmas tree and put away all the Christmas decorations, and that's officially the end of the Christmas season in Germany. I hope I could give you guys some insights into what Christmas looks like in Germany. Take down their Christmas tree goes on until January 6th, and 26th is when a lot of we turn the lights on and then everyone can open their presents. And then after that is when we sit down for our dinner. We celebrate usually until like 1 a.m. And then December 25th and 26th is when a lot of people celebrate with their larger families, like with their grandparents, aunts, uncles, etc. After that, the Christmas time traditionally goes on until January 6th, which is the holiday of the Three Kings. So on that day, my family, and I know a lot of other people do it too, take down their Christmas tree and put away all the Christmas decorations, and that's officially the end of the Christmas season in Germany. I hope I could give you guys some insights into what Christmas looks like in Germany. I'll actually be traveling home to Munich in 2 weeks to celebrate with my family, so if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some more impressions about Christmas in Germany in my stories. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, feel free to share your personal experiences or opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for free, and I wish you all a very happy Advent time, Merry Christmas, and I hope I'll see you next time. Tschüss!
Well, good. I'm glad she's going back to Germany to be with her family for the holidays. Yeah, it's similar, just different. Honestly, we try to leave our decorations up. I wouldn't be surprised if our decorations stay up through January, because it's such an effort. To go through everything. You want to get as much out of it as you can. It's kind of where we are. So they put them up on the 24th and take them down on the 6th. So that's only 12 days, 13 days. Yeah. Plus you got to go through New Year's and all that. It's a big party. Interesting. What do you guys have for dinner? What's your Christmas look like? And is I thought fondue by definition was cheese. Am I wrong? Maybe that's just an American fondue or something, American take on fondue. Although I did a video on Switzerland, and those people were at some ski resort and they were doing fondue with cheese. Let me know. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful holiday, whether that's Hanukkah or anything else. If you don't want to celebrate anything, I just hope you have a nice, peaceful time, taking some time off from work, hanging out with your friends and family. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Can you believe that we now have over 1,000 subscribers and over 100 videos in our YouTube library? Me neither. It's been less than a year and this channel has grown so rapidly. What's more important than the number of subscribers is the quality of subscribers. Our subscribers are knowledgeable and generous with their time. They teach us about their country and their culture from their firsthand experiences. See, over 95% of my subscribers live outside of the United States. So we're getting information firsthand. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. I think you'll enjoy it and it doesn't cost you anything. If you'd like to see other videos similar to this one on the same country, click here. If you'd like to see some videos on some other countries in Europe, click there. Want to see some of the most beautiful castles and cathedrals in the world? They're over here. Want to check out the United States? We're down here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.